Hey there, it's me, Pony of the Sea, back with the second installment of Tales from Comic Con Cape Town 2023, where I vlogged my Artist Alley journey. First things first, let me introduce you to my partner in crime, Gwendy, aka Land of Gwen. She's an illustrator and all-around cool person who can do all the things. Give her a follow. It's totally worth it. At the end of the first episode, I kind of fibbed when I said that in this episode I'd show you some of the convention. That would be missing out a crucial part, which is build-up day. So build-up day was the day right before the event where all the exhibitors had to come to the CTICC and set up our tables, our booths and everything. And it was an interesting experience in itself, especially having never done such a big convention. At our last sizable convention, we kind of just showed up on the day and we built our stuff then. But here we actually had to prepare the day before. And yeah, that was probably necessary because we had a lot of stuff to do. So we kind of arrived at the convention center a little bit later in the day because we didn't think we'd take more than an hour or two. We planned to get there earlier, but on that day, the day before Comic-Con, my car battery decided to die. And I'm kind of glad it happened while it was close to home and not literally driving on the highway towards town on my own. So 1,500 Rand was worth it on that day, and I'm glad it didn't happen the following day. So anyway, we get to the convention center around like 2 or 3, I can't remember when we were meant to meet up, and this place was empty. Well, for us anyway. We bought the cheaper tables. Table prices were quite expensive for this convention, and you know, times are tough, so we decided to share a table, and that was actually a great idea because we had an amazing time. You don't really need a gigantic booth in order to sell your stuff. You just have to be creative with what you have. Maybe next time we'll get a big booth, who knows? Anyway, so we arrived at the convention center and they'd set up most of the booths, but the cheap tables were not there yet. We literally had markings on the ground where our tables were meant to be. Yeah, so we ended up kind of chilling in a big empty convention hall for a while until we found someone who knew where the tables were. We were just sitting around with all our worldly possessions on the floor of this giant convention center while they were unpacking our tables, and at that point we decided to do our first TikTok live. Here's our sign. Our table's here somewhere. We are at Comic-Con prepping.
Comic-Con Cape Town.
Oh shit. We're at Comic-Con Cape Town. We're the only ones wearing hard hats. Oh, sorry.
That's mirror. Like they can't really read that. That's like mirror.
This is Pastel Moon. We're at Comic-Con. We're prepping for tomorrow. Look out for this. Look out for the cameras. Oh shit.
So like look, like just join.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why so many people go live on TikTok.
Oh gosh. Okay, I'm gonna lower this down.
We are the moon.
So yeah, we're waiting here for our table. We're gonna set up very soon.
As soon as they're done giving us chairs.
Yeah, we just need chairs and a table, but it's chilled. We're getting there. Yeah, so there's a lot of stuff happening here while we sit up, but none of it involving us. We're just waiting to be able to set up our table. I'll show you more of our stall. It's all on the floor here. I'm sure it will be pretty when we're done. Check it out. And now we get to the actual build-up part. So we thought, you know, the tables aren't there yet, but we could start building our grid. This grid is basically a bookshelf made out of wire grids and plastic connectors, and you can assemble it in any way you want, and that's like pretty useful for a market stall. And we each bought a set with about 30 grids in, so together we could make quite a sizable structure for our table. We received a giant safety manual from the organizers of this event, and they kind of said that you had to have a hard hat in order to come to Build Up Day, and we took that seriously and we got these pink hard hats, but I think they meant that for like literal builders building, you know, the bigger booth, not us at our tiny little table. Also, I was wearing sunglasses for no other reason than I couldn't find my glasses on that day. Here's the lead architect, just working. Good job. Yeah. Which table is ours? This one. Yeah. Okay. When I say Gwendy can do anything, she made this amazing sign for our stall using her Cricut, or Cricut, whatever you like to say. And she's also tall enough that she could actually put it on the stall. I am height challenged, so she needed to do this part. And here you can see that the structure is starting to come together. This is the view from our stall. Lots of shelving, lots of stuff for our mountains of product. We decided to go with this little window here, so we were able to sit behind the stall and look out if we need to, but also we didn't assault every passerby with our eye contact, so if people wanted to interact they could, if they didn't have to. The window was quite a talking point, to be honest. Like, a lot of people mentioned it, so I guess it was a cool idea. We added some fancy ivy vines and little floral wreaths and things to make everything look cute and pretty, because if there's anything me and Gwendy both agree on, it's that pink and pastels are amazing. Look at my cool arm patch. So I am going at like 6 p.m. to find a power bank, because I don't think my phone's gonna last all through Comic-Con. And yeah, I'm terrified. Oof. And then here's a quick look at my signage. I made a giant magic card because we were at Comic-Con and there was like a giant gaming convention, and I just thought it was a fun idea. I even wrote a bit of poetry for this board. Another thing I did in the week before Comic-Con was that I created this series of animations to promote our stall, Pastel Moon, and to sort of spotlight me and Gwendy as artists. It gave me a chance to practice my After Effects skills and yeah, it's just a fun little thing to do. We tried to make a bit of hype on social media to get people to come past our store, and it was just a nice way to practice our branding. Anyway, that's it for now. See you in the next episode, where I'll actually show you the convention. Bye!